Now what we are doing with our life? We're wasting it? Huh? Breathing in, breathing out until the breath stops? Not knowing why we were born? Not knowing what awaits us? And searching for the meaning of life. There's no general meaning of life. There's always for us, for each individual, there is one meaning of his life, what he wants to accomplish, what he thinks he is destined to do. It's like when we come into this life, it's like going on a trip. We plan to do this and to do that. And when we actually arrive at our destination, we sometimes even forget what we wanted to do. And then we look, and we forget our goals, we forget our aims, and just live happily there, not knowing why we came there in the first place. And that even happens more when we become born as a human being. And before we become, some of us, not all of us, some of us, have a certain goal in their life, that they want to accomplish in this life. And then they are born, forget everything about it. Are raised in a certain family, educated and so on, and then forget, and then sooner or later they remember something, and if they're a little bit awake, they realize, they miss most of the part of their life. They have been fooled by all these outside appearances, by all this knowledge that we can have, or money that we can have, or power that we can have and accomplish, and then forget, the essential things. Normally, spiritual people, when they become born as a human beings, they have a certain goal, but that doesn't mean, that they cannot forget it. It depends on how strong the aim was. At the time of at the time before they became a human. And some of us remember it later, and some of us remember it earlier. And then we try and to find, But because of our karma, we are born in very different situations. Some of us are born in America, some of us in France, some of us in Germany. And we might not have the contact to the religion or to the spiritual life that we actually dreamed of. Because some of our karma, was that we were born in places, that were not really supportive of this. Especially when we born in the West. Everyone was brought up, with Christianity and things like that. And Buddhism is called a sect, It used to be called a sect, It was dangerous, But Buddhism actually is the only true religion in this world. True in the true sense of religion. Christianity is a religion that points towards a God, that tells you what to do. Although they say you have free will, but God puts you in a situation where it is very difficult to get out of it. And it is His will that you put, that you're born in the ghetto of New York or that you're born as a prince. You don't have a choice, according to Christianity, over where you were born. But Buddhism doesn't teach that. Yeah? Buddhism teaches something else. Whatever we do, we are responsible for it. Yeah? And even, even in the West, we do have the saying, whatever you don't do unto others what you don't want others to do unto you. Yeah? The second part of the sentence is mostly forgotten. Because, whatever you've done, whatever is happening to you is that what you have done unto others. That is the complete, it's a complete logical clause. Yeah? Don't do unto others, for others will do it unto you. Yeah? And for whatever is happening to you is what you have done unto others. But it's frightening, this. Yeah? It can be quite frightening. But it can be also a relief when we look at the other side of it. Yeah? Because then we have our lives in our hands. Yeah? We can decide to make it better. Yeah? And we can decide to make it worse. That is a choice that we have. Karma is something that is very difficult to explain. It is so intrinsic in our character. Yeah? It is so intrinsic in our life. It is so interwoven. Yeah? Because, in this life we do something, in another life we do something else. And still, this kind of karma still mixes, together and comes out partly in this life and partly in our next life. So it is very difficult for us, to decide what kind of karma, or when have we done it, or what kind of mixture it is. But there's a rule of thumb, and I like this because it makes it very simple for us to understand. Whatever happens to us is that what we have done unto others. That is very easy to understand. And as a goal for us, we only do things that we like, that happens to us. So if we like, that people are generous to us, we are generous. Yeah? We have to do things first before it comes back. Yeah? You cannot eat. Yeah? If you grow rice or grow wheat, you cannot eat the rice or wheat before you grow it. Every farmer knows that. Yeah? And he knows that if he grows it today, he will not be able to reap it tomorrow. He has to wait a certain amount of time. And that is something that most people don't want to understand, yeah? Or it is difficult for them to understand. Whatever we do today might come back to us maybe in 60 years, or in 2 lifetimes, or in 3 lifetimes. We don't know. But karma has three aspects. Yeah? If we think about something, for instance, let's take generosity. If we think about giving somebody a present, that makes us happy. If you give the present, it's also a happy moment. And if you get something back, it's also a happy moment. So actually we reap instant results of our generosity, or we reap instant result of our respect. Respecting somebody else, feels great. And we like to be respected. Every one of us, drives nuts, to get respected by others. Yeah? But do we respect others? Yeah? But the moment we respect somebody, it feels good. We deprive ourselves, because we think only people who do something, that we think is good, deserves our respect. That's not right. Huh? Every being that is born as a human being deserves our respect. Every animal that is born as an animal deserves our respect. Yeah? Because it's a being. A being, caught up just like us, in the cycle of birth and death. Yeah? We don't have to judge what that person is doing and say this is good and that is bad. But our culture that we are brought up in, is telling us we can only respect the people who are good. I mean, nobody who comes onto this world as a human being is only good. Yeah? Each one of us has good sides. Each one of us has bad sides. Yeah? And that is something we should always consider. I mean, the Lord Buddha talked about it, I mean, even if you can't find a good side, a mob gangster has a good side because he cares for his family. Yeah? So, I mean, that is a good side. Yeah? If you care for our family, if you care for our children or our relatives and so on, that's a good side. Yeah? No matter what he does, with his bad side. Yeah? But even the Lord Buddha said, even if this person is completely evil, being born as a human being is already, that means he has to have some good in him. Yeah? We can only be born as a human being if we kept the precepts, the 5 precepts. And the 5 precepts, what are they? Not harming any living being, not taking what is not given, no sexual misconduct, no lies, no harsh speech, no speech that hurts other people, no alcohol, no drugs. So, I mean, over lifetimes, these people have acquired, the right to become a human for a certain amount of time. And that's why they are human beings, no matter what they do with their human life. So respect is something, I mean, we should develop. We can respect every person, but we don't have to find it good what they are doing. We don't have to value what they are doing. I mean, if you see a murderer, you can respect him as a person, but you really are disgusted with his deeds. That doesn't contradict itself. Yeah? Respect is one thing, Gratitude is also one thing. Yeah? Being grateful for what is given to you, I mean, it's a nice feeling. Why do we deprive ourselves? Yeah? When we come from the West, we only think, it is my right, it is my right, it is my right. Yeah? No, it's not our right. Yeah? Be grateful for what is given to you. Yeah? I mean, you forgot why you get it. Yeah? We have done some good in the past, and that's why we get it back. Yeah? So be happy. Yeah? No matter if it is good or bad. Yeah? If you get some bad back, I mean, grin, at least grin, and say, okay, thank you, I've done this, I mean, let's get over with it, accept it. Being grateful, I mean, this nature gives us so many things. Being born as a human being, we can be really grateful about. The opportunity that we have as a human being is enormous. Yeah? And the Lord Buddha said it is so difficult to reach a human life. Yeah? Most beings are down in hell, yeah? Or in the animal world. Yeah? I mean, think about these. I don't even know that there's a number, trillions. What is above trillions? I mean, these trillions of lives that are stuck in the animal realm. Yeah? All these worms, these mosquitoes, these flies, and so on. Yeah? Not counting, the big animals that are countable. Yeah? So most of the beings are stuck there, in the animal realm and in the hell realm. Only few people, have the chance, to become a human being and to change actually the course of their life. Is it difficult for you to sit like that? I go on the bench, and sit on the bench if you like. One only gets accustomed after a while, to sit like this. If you live in Thailand for 5 years or 10 years or 20 years, I mean, you will get. He's fighting. It's good, yeah. Fighting the pain, not to give in to the kilesas. Oh, it's so painful, it's so painful. So it's very difficult to become a human life. Yeah? So we shouldn't waste the opportunity, yeah, being a human being. It's one of the most difficult things, yeah? I mean, according to the Lord Buddha. The other thing is, when we are born as a human being, to hear the true Dhamma, it is amazingly difficult. Yeah? And the third thing that is amazingly difficult is, I mean, to meet an Arahant or to meet a Buddha. And the Thais are rich, you know. I mean, the Thais, most of the Thais know an Arahant, yeah, met an Arahant, because there have been so many Arahants around here in Thailand, yeah. No other country has that many Arahants within the last 100 years, yeah. So, I mean, not to make anything out of our life, you know, I mean, would be a waste, would be a shame. Yeah? So use the opportunity, you know, the rest of your life, no matter when you start, it doesn't really matter. Yeah? Now it is now. Yeah? Now we can change things. Yeah? Tomorrow we don't know. Tomorrow something else is coming up. Yeah? Oh, I do it in 10 years. And then, you know, I mean, we don't know what the world is like in 10 years. We don't know what the mind of state is like in 10 years. Just think about 10 years ago. What did you think? Yeah? What were your ideas? Were completely different than now. Yeah? So, I mean, start now and hold on to, latch on to, yeah? Latch on to the teachings of the Lord Buddha to get you out of the cycle of birth and death. Yeah? Because we don't like dukkha. Yeah? This dissatisfaction that constantly surrounds us. Yeah? It's one of the characteristics of this universe. Yeah? Dukkha, dissatisfaction, yeah? Dis-ease, unpleasantness, yeah? Pain, suffering. That's all dukkha. Dukkha is just a container for all these unpleasant things, yeah? To arise within our heart, and it constantly arises. Not only the bodily dukkha, but also the mental dukkha. Yeah? The bodily dukkha, you know, I mean, some people can't cope with it, yeah? When they are really seriously ill. Mental dukkha, some people can't cope with it, so that they, you know, they start to to kill themselves, you know, suicide. But we don't know. Yeah? We don't know the reason why this dukkha is coming. Yeah? It's the second noble truth, the origin of dukkha. We want to be something, we want to become something, yeah? Or we don't want to be something or somebody, and we don't want to become something. Yeah? We want to change things. Yeah? We are departed from the loved ones, you know, that is dukkha. We meet with the unpleasant thing, that is dukkha. Yeah? That is the origin of dukkha. If we are happy and satisfied with the way things are, and we don't want to change anything, we don't want to change the weather, we don't want to change the people around us, I mean, we are happy to satisfied with ourselves. The other principle, the universal principle, is the principle of anicca. Anicca, everything is changing. We know, yeah, the seasons are changing. Yeah? We know rain changes to sunshine, sunshine changes to rain. Yeah? We know our feelings of happiness changes to feeling of unhappiness. Yeah? And feelings of unhappiness changes back to feelings of happiness. You know, feelings, you know, thoughts are changing. Yeah? What we thought 10 years ago, it's not the way that we think today. Yeah? What our memories were 10 years ago, it's not the same as, you know, now. Yeah? Memories are changing, feelings are changing, our body is changing. Yeah? And we still think, we still believe these things are us. It's mine, belongs to me. Yeah? And that's where we go wrong. I mean, be a receiver. Think about yourself as a receiver. Yeah? A radio receiver. Yeah, I mean, you tune into one. You tune into one center and then you hear pop music, on another you hear classical music, on another you hear this, yeah? But you wouldn't call that you, yeah? You will like it, yeah? Some music you like and other you dislike. Yeah? It's just like feelings, we are a receiver, we have an antenna for feelings, yeah? And these feelings come and pop up in our heart, and then we call them me, mine, us. It's my feeling, you heard my feeling. Yeah? And this feeling instantly disappears and another feeling replaces it. So that is the illusion that we live in, that these things are me, mine, and us. Yeah? And that is the principle of anatta. Yeah? The Lord Buddha taught, this is not me, that is not mine, it doesn't belong to me. Yeah? Whatever we can see, yeah? Whatever we can feel, whatever we can experience, cannot be us, because who is the one who experiences it? Who is the one who feels it? Who is the one who knows that there's a thought? Who is the one who knows that there's a memory? And then think about all the thoughts that we really don't want to have. Why do they still come? All the feelings that we don't want to have, why are they still there? If they are mine, I could change them, an unhappy feeling with a happy feeling. Yeah? Just like we change our clothes. Yeah? Today I have a black shirt on, and I don't like it, because I'm in a good mood, I want to have a white shirt, we can place it. Yeah? We can change it. But with an unhappy feeling, we can't change it. Yeah? We have to wait until it disappears, and then hopefully another, pleasant feeling is coming up. But sometimes, we latch on to these feelings and think, attached to these. And that is one thing that we have to learn, not to attach to these. By using, for instance, the principle of anatta. That's not me, it's not mine, it doesn't belong to me. The moment we say there is a feeling, we can observe it. The moment I say I'm sick, I can't change anything. The moment there is sickness, we can investigate it. What is sickness? The moment I say I'm in pain, I can't change it. All what I normally do is run to the doctor and get some pills, to get rid of it. But when I say there is pain, then I can investigate it and ask, what is pain? What actually is pain? Yeah? It's a feeling. It's a bodily feeling. Yeah? We could also ask the question, what is a memory? There's a thought, The moment I say there's a thought, it actually disappears instantly. Because I don't buy into it. When I say there's a memory, the memory came up and then I say there's a memory, this memory also disappears. Very much quicker, than a feeling. A feeling I can investigate, memories and thoughts, are very difficult to investigate. They don't stick as much as feelings. And the most thing, that sticks most with us is the body. We call it me, mine, yeah? Think about when you remember, you looked 20 years ago in the mirror and you look now, yeah? What is it, are you the young boy or are you the old man? Huh? Are you the strong one or are you the weak one? Are you the sick one or are you the healthy one? What is it? The body, follows the nature, just like, every tree or every plant. It grows, it blooms, and it decays. Yeah? Why do we believe it is me, it is mine, it is myself? Yeah? When we go in a car, we know it's a car. Yeah? Then we drive it until it decays, until it goes, completely, yeah, until we put it to the scrapyard. Yeah? Because it doesn't work anymore. It cannot be repaired anymore. But it will change, when you think you're born in a car and you die, yeah? And you die in the car, yeah? Then you think you are the car. So we are born in this body, we think we die in this body, yeah? So we don't know, that there's a driver of the body, like we don't know that there's a driver of the car. When the Lord Buddha came, and knocked at our side windows and said, "Hey, get out of the car!" Yeah? see that this is just a car, I mean, it has nothing to do with you. You are the driver. And because we are so attached to the car, I mean, the moment we lose our car, we want to get a new one. And from one car to the next car, to the next car, I mean, we forget that we are actually not the car. We just enjoy, life after life after life. And we think we enjoy it, we're so attached to it. Nobody in America wants to walk, and just like in Thailand, You don't walk for 5 minutes, they take their motorbike, to go to the next house. Europe is a little bit different, but America, I mean, you walk to, you drive to the next, you drive to the next shopping, I mean, to the next grocery, or whatever. In Thailand, the same thing. So we can't let go of this body. That's why we have to investigate. It is the first and most foremost thing that we have to investigate, this body. It's not me, it's not mine. When I die, this body just dies. But the driver goes out and looks for a new body. And it, depending on the money that he has, if he doesn't have anything left, I mean, he cannot afford a car. So if you don't have any of the virtues left that, gives us a human birth, I mean, that's where we go, I mean, we can't come back as a human until we get the money back, to be able to afford a human life. Is that understood a bit, So, I mean, investigation of the body is the foremost object that we have to do. It's not me, it's not mine. See yourself whenever you think, about the body and you're the body. Whenever you think about the sickness, I mean, just use the principle of anatta. Okay, there's sickness. Okay, there's a feeling. Okay, there's, and then you have an object that you can investigate. And say, what is it? What sickness? How does it feel like? And the mind, normally, or the chitta, is normally doesn't have to be affected by the sickness of the body. And just like, when we have a car, and then it broke down, we give it to the repair shop. I mean, we are not really unhappy about it unless we really need it. We just give it and wait until it comes back, just like anything that we use that needs to go to repair. But the moment the body falls sick, we think we die. You remember that? When you're really sick, I mean, when you hardly can move, when the body is, all completely, in fever, cough or blah, you think, I'm going to die. And 3 days later, you're healthy again and you don't think about dying. Just take some time, to repair the body, and then we don't think about it anymore. We don't think about the thought that we had when we were really sick. So see it, I mean, understand what you're doing. See it. And then next time, say, okay, there's sickness, let's see, what is sickness? How does it feel like? I mean, the chitta is not really, unless we are attached to this body, it's not sick. The chitta doesn't know any sickness. But because it attaches to this, just like we attach to another person, and when he feels sick, we also feel sick. Or attached to a thing, when it's taken from us, I mean, we feel sorry. Actually, this thing has never belonged to us in the first place. And that is the attachment, is that what, makes us really dukkha, makes us really suffering, makes us really these painful feelings, the dis-ease, especially if the body is not healthy. Detach yourself from the body. Say, there's a body, look at it, and say, okay, I mean, if it's not healthy, there's nothing that you can do. And just live with it, Just like with a broken car, I mean, there's nothing you can do. You just have to wait until it completely breaks down, until you get release from this body. Yeah, that's all what you can do. And try to do the best, best thing, while you're still alive, while you still can breathe. I mean, you always can breathe, yeah? When you stop breathing, then it's too late. When you breathe, you think you're Buddha, or you calm your mind, yeah? When you breathe in, or you observe the breath coming in, or you observe the breath going out. Yeah? And replace all the thoughts, all the memories, of this body, yeah, with the Buddha, yeah? Then happiness comes in. If you don't think, there's no worry. If no memories and no thoughts come in, there's no future that we worry about. There's no past, yeah? Because the past comes from memories, yeah? The future comes from memories and thoughts, yeah? There's no fear, because fear comes with thoughts of what might happen, yeah? Worries comes with thoughts, yeah? But if there are no thoughts, there's just happiness. And this is something every one of us can do. Yeah? But we have to train it, and it's not easy to train because we're constantly distracted, and mostly distracted by this body. Yeah? So we realize it, meditation is just like learning to walk. Yeah? We get up, we fall over, we get up and fall over, and we stand up. Yeah? And each time we fall over, we might hit our head or hit our shoulders, and it hurts. Yeah? And the moment the hurt disappears, we get up again. Observe children, when they start to learn to walk, yeah? They fall over, they cry a little bit, and what do? Say, oh no, I cannot learn to walk. No. The next thing, the next moment, the moment the feeling of the hurt is gone over, they get up again. And then they fall over again, and they do it until they can walk. And that is the principle how we have to learn meditation. We have to learn meditation just like learning to walk. Yeah? Don't think, meditation is as easy as going to university. No. Yeah? It takes us much longer than going to university. Yeah? We cannot just stop, after 4 years and get our master degree. Yeah? It is, no matter how slowly you learn, yeah, you will learn. Each time you replace a thought or a memory with the Buddha, it will stick. Yeah? And then the mind goes out again, then just bring it back in. And then bring it back in. And you have to be absolutely patient. Yeah? But the older we get, the more impatient we get. And that is something that is completely counterproductive to our effort. And then we think we can't do that. Huh? And that's where the kilesas come in. They try to dishearten us because the practice of meditation is actually undermining the power of the kilesas. Yeah? And they have the rule over us, they have, yeah, for millions, for billions, for trillions of lives, they rule us, and they tell us what to do. They tell us what to like and they tell us what to dislike. Yeah? The moment you close your ears, the only voice you hear is the voice of the kilesa. I need to do this. I need to have more money. I want to go here. I want to do that. But I don't want to meditate. Yeah? Only if we have developed some Dhamma, then desire to meditate comes up. Yeah? Oh, okay, let's have a quiet down. Yeah? And then 5 minutes later, the kilesas come. Now it's enough. Let's go. Yeah? And that is a constant struggle between the Dhamma and the kilesas. Yeah? Just like my master, said, the kilesas and the Dhamma, they share one throne. Yeah? Either the kilesas sit on the throne, then they decide what the body and mind and feeling are doing, or the Dhamma sits on the throne and then they decide. But most of the time they share it. One sits with one half, yeah, butt on it, the other sits with one half butt, and each one tries to push the other one over. Yeah? So it's a constant struggle. Yeah? And the beginning is the most difficult thing. Okay, patience. Okay. If it doesn't work today, if it doesn't work this hour, maybe it works next hour. If it doesn't work next hour, maybe it works, the day after. If it doesn't work the day after, then it sooner or later will come. If we have our consistent effort, in our practice, no matter what, and don't get disheartened. No matter what comes up, no matter what difficulty comes up, don't get disheartened. Because difficulties are created by the kilesa. When you actually look at this world, there is no difficulty. There's no problem at all. The problem arises only when we have to do something that we dislike, or when we don't get what we want. Then the problem comes. How do we get it? How do we get it, But if you don't want anything, if you don't desire anything, and if you don't loathe anything, there's no problem in this world. And if there's no thought, there's no problem. There's only action and reaction. That's it. That's the world that we live in. Action and reaction. We do one thing, and the reaction, we will feel. And come back to it. So understand this, I really understand it. And really you have to be patient. Even if you meditate for 30 years and you think you didn't get any results, think about it. If you didn't meditate for the last 30 years, how your life would be. Completely different. If you can't do it today, you will be able to do it tomorrow. So don't get disheartened. Don't let the kilesas, they love to do that. They love to put us into fear, they love to put us into worries, they love to make us disheartened. Oh, I can't practice, I just don't, just like lots of Thais say, I don't have the vasana, I don't have the merit to practice this life. Of course they do have it, but it is difficult because that's why they give it up. It is difficult. It is difficult to swim against the stream, wherever you are. No matter, no matter. It's difficult to swim against the stream, if you're teaching, and if you're teaching a high school, most of the other teachers think differently. Or what you say, you just don't say anything and you swim against the stream. Whatever they think, it's their thinking, it's their beliefs, and you can't convince them otherwise. You can only convince yourself. And swimming against the stream, of course, makes us feel lonely. But this loneliness is overcome the moment we stop thinking, because there is no loneliness. Just like I said last time, the moment we are unified with our true self, there is no loneliness. And that is something, each one of us, can reach, with a bit of effort, or with consistent effort. Whatever you do, when you sit on your motorbike, putto, When you walk or when you wait for the bus or for the plane, putto, And don't take up, all these things that lie around, or look around you, and take all these sense data in, because these sense data, constantly, propels you to think, to analyze, to think about. And it is mostly, when we read the newspapers or watch the news, it's the thought of other people. It doesn't have to be the truth. The truth is within ourselves, and we only can know it. And it does change, the truth. Depending on our level of understanding, the truth changes. Today it is this, it is the understanding the body is not us. And the next truth that comes is, this feelings, it's not us. Or it can come others. There is no single truth. It is the moment of experience. It is the moment of being one with the truth, and that is the truth. So that's why nobody was able, not even the smartest philosophers were able to say what is the truth. The true meaning of our life depends on us. For you it is this, for another person it's that. Yeah? So don't argue with other people, Find your own way, to your happiness, to your truth. Yeah? And be aware of the karma. Yeah? Whatever you do, it will always come back to you. Karma is like a boomerang. Yeah? Whatever your intention was, yeah? And karma is created by intention. And karma is the thing that is reborn. Yeah? It's not a person, but our character is formed by the karma. Yeah? When people are generous, it's a characteristic tendency. It's karmic. Yeah? But, generous people can turn into very stingy ones. So, that's where the principle of anicca holds true. So, things can change. Yeah? We can become very spiritual people, and in the next life you become very greedy people. Yeah? It doesn't have to happen, but it can happen. Yeah? I mean, when you look at the rich people, they become very stingy. Yeah? Most of them. Yeah? They only give donation if they can deduct it from the tax. Yeah? If they can't deduct it from the tax, they don't give donations. Yeah? I mean, that is stingy. That's not generous. Yeah? But in their previous lives, they must have been enormous generous to get to this richness. Yeah? Because nothing comes from nothing. Yeah? Whatever we want to achieve, whatever we want to have, yeah, is what we have to work for. Yeah? And just like Jesus said, whatever you sow is that what you reap. Yeah? Huh? If I sow gratitude, I will reap gratitude. Yeah? If I sow generosity, I will reap it. Yeah? People become generous to me, and I will become rich. Yeah? And this richness, of course, changes our character. Yeah? Some people become very stingy. Other people, continue to be very generous. And that's all. Yeah? So don't trust on it, that when you go this life the right path, that the next life automatically becomes also the right path. But you have this karmic, inheritance that when you walk this path, in this life, that you can also use the next life, to further this path. But other karma from different lives can come in, and you're born in a family, that completely, makes you forget about what your true intentions were. And then you walk another path of life. Yeah? And we have so many different paths of life. Yeah? I mean, think about the trillions of life that we have lived. Yeah? One time we became a doctor, one time we were a farmer, one time we were an engineer, and sometimes we were a teacher, and sometimes we were slaves, sometimes we were kings. So all these different characteristic traits, can come up, at any moment. Yeah? Whenever we walk in that direction. Yeah? So just like, karma, it is really versatile. Think about it, you're at the crossroads. At one time, to the left is a forest, a very dense forest. Yeah? In the front of you is a big city. Yeah? To the left of you, is a meadow, and to the back of you is a mountain. There will be very different kinds of things that will happen to you if you go to the jungle, if you go to the city, if you go to the meadows, or if you go to the mountains. And these are the crossroads at any moment of time we have. We can choose, according to our karma, at any moment of the time we have 16 different kinds of karmic options that we can go. Yeah? But of course, the option that we take is only, most of the time, it is the widest road. Yeah? The path that we have treaded along, for such a long time. Yeah? That's why we just follow it. Yeah? And each time we make a decision, to go off the road, we still remember how that was much more comfortable. Yeah? But the longer we walk the new road, the more we see, the other things that can come into place. But it's not only that we have these 16 different kinds of karmic ways that we can go at any moment of the time, but we also have one free will. One thing that we have never ever done in our life, in all our lives. So we have this free will. But it is, of course, overshadowed by all these karmic freedoms that always pop up in our mind. Just a little understanding about karma. Yeah? So try to make it, try to set a goal for this life. Yeah? And before you die, try to make a goal for the next life. I want to continue this path. Yeah? I don't want to fall off. And that might help you, to get born into a family or into a location where this karma can be fulfilled. Yeah? Because you worked on it, even if you only worked on it for 5 years. Yeah? For the last 5 years of your life and you weren't interested in anything else, it can help you to boost up, for the next life. Yeah? Even if, even if you spend 50 years of your life, you're doing something else. Yeah? So the last moment of death, even, the Lord Buddha said it is very important, that we go in the right direction. Because our karma can lead us in every direction. Yeah? Depending on what you think at the moment of your death, that's where you likely are to go. If you recollect one of your bigger sins in your life, then you will go and yeah. That's why the Lord Buddha's, really said, tell the people, that are going to die of all the good things that they've done, so that they can reap the fruits of it. The fruits of it are not lost. Nothing is lost in this. Our karma is not lost. Yeah? So you reap the good fruits, and then you have to take care of your bad fruits. So you first go to heaven and then you go to hell. Or you first go to hell and then go to heaven. Yeah? That is the choices that we have. Yeah? When you look at it in this way, it's not much of a choice. Yeah? The best choice that we have is, like the Lord Buddha said, is this life is a jumping board. We can jump out of the cycle of birth and death. Yeah? And that is our decision. And this decision, we have to be really persistent in pursuing this decision to jump out of this hamster wheel, like I call it. Yeah? Because if you look at a hamster stuck in a wheel, he goes and goes and goes and, enjoys it. Yeah? And he doesn't think about it much, but, when we look from the side, he doesn't go anywhere. He's always stuck at the same point. Yeah? But the wheel is moving. Yeah? And that's what we are caught in. We are caught in the hamster wheel of life. Yeah? And if you want to jump out, now it is the right time. We still can breathe, now we can decide. But it won't be easy, But it won't be too difficult either. We just need to put our mind on it. Because, that is the strength of our citta. Whatever we put our mind on it, we can do. Don't forget it. Don't let the kilesas, dishearten you. When we put our mind on it, we can do it. The citta is enormous powerful. Yeah? Once we get the energy back to the citta, then we can do whatever we want to. Yeah? But there's, of course, always these nagging forces of the kilesas who constantly try to distract us and tell us this is not the right way, and give us proof that this is the wrong way, and so on and so on. All these doubts and all these things. Oh yeah, if I would have a better body, it would be much easier. No, we're stuck in this body, because of reasons, because of karma. Yeah, remember it. So hello, greet it. Yeah, hello, I'm there to face you. But I know I'm not this body. Good, thanks. Yeah. Okay, I guess it's enough for today. Yeah. You also had some. It was hardly an hour. Huh? Okay. So, do you have any questions? Not yet.
Too many words.
Well, If you think about it, then you can come back again. and you, Marcus, Thorsten, yeah? You have any questions? No? I forget his name. Huh? Sati. Sayi. Sangyi. Sangyi. I have to ask you a few times. Yeah. It's difficult for me. I mean, I'm used to Thai names. Yeah. Now it's Chinese names. I mean, most of the Singapores are Chinese. Yeah. I mean, even quite a few of the Thais are Chinese. But it was difficult in the beginning, to remember a Thai name. Yeah. And even now to pronounce it correctly, I mean, it is not easy. So, any questions? No? And then we can stop. Huh? My monks never have any questions. Huh? Most of them. Some of them have.
There is one interesting thing.
Yes, speak up a little bit.
Okay. Some things will take me out of my practice, like maybe certain attachments.
Yeah. So just realize it and then go back. See that, just tell yourself, okay, there's an attachment to this thing, to food or to whatever it is, yeah? And then go back, Buddha. I mean, our practice, that's why we are 24 hours, is practice to replace whatever comes into the mind with either with the attention on the breath or with the Buddha. No matter what it is, accept it. Don't say, I don't want it, You have to accept whatever comes into the mind, accept it, and then replace it with the Buddha. If there's pain, okay, there's pain, of course it is unpleasant, yeah, but then replace it with the thought of Buddha. And then Buddha again, and Buddha again. And then other thoughts are coming. It is of utmost importance to use this replacement technique. Yeah? We use it in daily life. Yeah? You walk through the streets, you see something and you look at something else. You see something that you don't like, yeah? You see a beggar, you see, some ugly fight, and you look the opposite way. So you replace that bad side with with what you think is a nice side. Yeah? Why can't we do it in practice? Because it is always the same thing, and we are bored of this Buddha, or we are bored of this breath. Yeah? Oh, I know this breath. Oh, I know this breath. It's coming in and going out. Yeah? No, we don't know this breath. Each breath is different. Each Buddha is different. Just notice it, accept it, and then go back. No matter what it is, yeah. And sometimes you're you're amazed about the thoughts that come into your mind. Yeah? Don't ask where they come from. Yeah? They came from something. Yeah? And just, okay, amazing thought, go back to the Buddha. Strange thought, or thought of horror, or whatever it is, yeah? Just go back. Okay, Michelle? I mean, that's what we have. Yeah? We have to learn. Using the technique that we used all day, all our life long, and put it to something good. Yeah? Stick it onto an object. And this object is our lifesaver. Yeah? I mean, if you swim in the ocean, you won't let go of your lifesaver, no matter what. Yeah? Because you don't want to drown in all these sensations that come through. Yeah? I mean, especially when you're in Bangkok, I mean, this sensation that comes through, I mean, I couldn't stand it. Yeah? But we lose ourselves, I mean, we have no idea what is happening. That's why people go there, I mean, they can spend hours, I mean, just in these sensations, yeah, and don't realize what is going on in their heart, yeah. How difficult for the heart is to receive the sensations and to make up thoughts, and to evaluate them and so on. When you're here in a monastery like that, there's hardly, from outside there's hardly sensations that come and bother you. The only thing that bothers you is whatever is in your heart, whatever comes out of your heart. The outside sensation may be cold or rainy or too humid, or mosquitoes. That's it, Not the smells of food, not the look of nice girls and or nice boys, Whatever. Okay? Then stop. No questions? Good. So how long are you in Thailand this time?
I'm in Thailand for a month.
For a month?
Yeah, I'm flying back to Bangkok on Friday.
And why don't you stay here for a
while? After that.
Huh? Too difficult?
Yeah, my buddy's coming from Hong Kong on Friday, so I'll meet up with
Your body?
my friend.
Oh, your friend. Okay. Whatever, at least you know. Ja, Thorsten.
Die Meditation, ist die grundsätzlich nur mit geschlossenen Armen nach vorne und nach hinten oder kann man auch die Arme hängen lassen? Eigentlich weiß ich, dass man es nicht tut, aber ich dachte, ich frage mal.
I mean, you can stretch after a while, yeah? Stretch it, stretch your arms up there, keep it, I mean, why do we keep our, it is the left hand into the right hand, yeah? Or is it the right? It's the right hand into the left hand, yeah? I mean, we keep it there, to have a center, yeah? Then the center is very close to the chitta. It's the same thing with walking. If you walk like that, your arms, will hang around. But then, now everything, except for the walking of the feet, everything is stable. Yeah? So it is easier to concentrate. But, experiment it and see. Huh? I mean, one time when you're good at concentration, try it out. Yeah? Try it out when you walk like this. Yeah? How easy it is to get deeper concentrated, and try it out when the arms are moving around. Yeah? And especially with, last time I was in Malaysia, in KL, people were doing walking meditation. I thought I go nuts, yeah? Here, while they're walking, looking here, looking there, yeah? And, that's not, composed, yeah? Walking meditation is composed, yeah? And if you stop after an hour, and then stretch your arms and or your body, that is fine. You will have to get used to. Composed is the idea of any kind of form of meditation. It's like other people, sitting meditation, constantly changing their posture. Yeah, that's not helpful for concentration. Forget about the body. In meditation, we forget about the body. We send it to walk, that's it. And then we concentrate on the chitta. Just like when we do sitting meditation, we concentrate, on the Buddha, and forget about the body. And that is actually what is happening when we go deeper. The body disappears completely from our awareness. Yeah? It doesn't bother us at all anymore. But that only happens, when we are really deeply concentrated. When we are completely concentrated, not only the body disappears, the whole universe disappears. It doesn't exist. That is something that is very strange. Yeah? And all what we have to do is, finding back to the Buddha, yeah, or back to the breath, yeah, sticking there, yeah? And not getting bored or disheartened because it doesn't work. That is our expectations, and the expectations are born by thoughts, and together with memories. Yeah, yesterday it went better. Yeah. No matter what, I mean, all what we have to do, if you want to walk to Hong Kong, I mean, all what you have to do is, go one step after the other. Yeah, if you go in the right direction, you will reach Hong Kong. Each time, I mean, you take a step and say, oh, now this big hill, maybe I don't reach Hong Kong. Yeah, what's the use of it? Just go and then you will reach it. Yeah? It's just like with meditation. Yeah, just do the next Buddha, and sooner or later you will come to the rest. Where these things disappear. Easy said. Okay. Yeah, then